Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to study the geological disasters and the control measures. In that, we will study the landslide. In previous lecture, we have studied the two geological disasters, earthquake and the volcano. Now we are going to study the landslide. So this is our outline of the presentation. First we will see the introduction part of the landslide, then the importance of the landslide, and after that the causes and the prevention measures for the landslide. Okay, so first point is the introduction part. Okay, as the term landslides is self-explanatory. It refers to the downward sliding of the huge quantities of the land masses. Okay, landslide means what? The downward sliding of huge quantities of the land masses. Generally, this sliding occurs along the steep slopes of the hills or the mountain. Okay, landslide or the moving of these huge quantities of the land masses occurs on the steep slopes of the hills and the mountains. It may be sudden or slow. Okay, also their magnitude is major or minor. Okay, the loose unconsolidated superficial uh, material undergoes sliding. Okay, and the huge blocks and sometimes the huge blocks of the consolidated rocks may also involved in this landslide. Okay, means the loose or the unconsolidated material undergoes landslide, and with this also sometimes a huge quantities or the huge blocks of the unconsolidated rocks are also involved in the landslide. Now we will see the importance of this landslide. As this landslide is occurs in the areas of the no human interest or in an uninhabited areas, then these landslides are ignored. Okay, but if this landslide is occurs in the areas of the human interest, means on the railway or the highway lines or in the valleys, reservoirs, and on the agricultural lands, then such an instance leads to the blocking of the traffic, collapse of the buildings, harm to the fertilized land, and apart from this, the heavy loss of life and the property. Okay, so in this respect, the landslide resembles the earthquake. So, in the view of the harm that landslide can cause to the various constructions, they are very much important from the civil engineering point of view. Okay, that means in the view of harm that landslide can cause to the various constructions, they are very much important from the civil engineering point of view. In our country, the landslides of often occurs in the Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and also in the mountains of the Uttar Pradesh. Okay. There are many examples of the loss of life and the property. For example, landslides occurrence in the Niagara Falls. Okay, that means in the New York, the landslide occurs in the Niagara Falls, means in the New York in 1955. Is an example of this landslide. It had destroyed a power of plant. Okay, and causing the replacement of the loss of about $100 million. Okay, means the landslide which is occurs in the Niagara Falls in the New York, it is an example of the um, example of the loss of property and the life of the people. Okay, it has destroyed a power plant which is causing the replacement of the loss of about 100 millions of dollars. Okay, So this is our uh, this is how the landslide is important from study of the landslide is important from the civil engineering point of view. Next we will see the causes of the landslide and then the prevention measures. As landslides means what? The loose materials slide down the slope because of the gravity. A loose material in the figure you can see the loose material is slides down the slope and it is because of the gravity. The rate of the movement might be slow or fast depending upon the many factors. This movement of the earth material can be classified into two major categories: earth flows and the landslide. Okay. Loose rock materials ordinarily creep downhill under the force of the gravity. Okay, this loose materials is creeps downhill under the force of the gravity. Okay, however, on the sloping surfaces, in the presence of the water, the creeping may become a fast moving landslide. Okay, thus the rate of the movement of this earth material varies from very fast to the very rapid. Okay, and this movement of the earth materials can be classified into two major categories. First one is the earth flows and second one is the landslide. Okay, so first we will see the first part, that is the earth flow. Earth flow means what? In the earth flows, the unconsolidated material flows slowly downhill under the pull of the gravity. In the figure you can see the unconsolidated material is flowing here. This is a mountain and from here an unconsolidated material is flowing flows slowly downhill. Okay, under the pull of the gravity. The movement are distributed through the mass and the well defined slip surface. Okay, which is the characteristics of the landslide does not occur. This earth flow is again divided into different types. First one is the soil creep, second is the rock creep, third one is the solifluction, and last one is the mud flow. We will see each type in the in detail. So first type of the earth flow is the soil creep. Okay, first type of the earth flow is the soil creep. When the unconsolidated earth material is moved slowly and continuously down the hill or down the slope, then it is called as a soil creep. In the figure you can see that it is an hill. Okay, and the unconsolidated earth material is moving from here, okay, towards the towards the downward direction. Okay, this unconsolidated earth material is moved slowly and continuously down the slope, and this type of the earth flow is called as a soil creep. This soil creep or the rate of this soil creep is depends upon the amount of rainfall, then the temperature changes, then the angle of the slope, type of the soil, and also the nature of the parent material. Okay, so the rate of this soil creep is depends upon all these factors. This soil creep is indicated by the presence of the tilted fence post and also the curved trees trunks, broken and displaced retaining walls. Okay, all these are showing the presence of the soil creep. So in this figure you can see that this is as an tilted. In this figure you can see the fences are tilted. Okay, and in the second figure you can see that the trenches, the trees are also um, tilted. Okay, so this is an example of the soil creep. Because of the uh, soil creep, this is happening. Okay, next is the next type of the earth flow is the rock creep. Okay, so in the figure you can see the well jointed rock formations are there. Okay, these are the well jointed rock formation, and when these well jointed rock formation outcrops along the hill slope, here is the hill slope. Okay, and this well jointed rock are here over here outcrops along this hill slope. The large joint blocks are displaced by the process of the rock creep. Okay, this is called as a rock creep. The movement, which is consists mainly of slipping of the joint blocks slowly in the downward direction. The slates, for example, the slates or the thinly bedded sedimentary rock, when it is exposed on the hillside, it shows the downslope, or it often bends downslope and may show the reversal through deep direction. This is our second type of the earth flow, which is the rock creep. Third one is the solar friction. Okay, solar friction is the type of the creep which take place in the regions of cold climate. Okay, so solar friction is the type of the creep which occurs or which take place in the regions of cold climate, where the ground freezes to the considerable depth. For example, in Himalayas, you can observe the soil friction. The landslide is occurs due to the solar friction. Okay, the the ground is freezes to the considerable depth, and then during the summer, this ground thaws, and under the soil layer becomes saturated, and the upper soil layer is becomes saturated with this water. Okay, and this mass of the water saturated soil moves slowly downhill. Okay, here in the figure you can see that in the mountain, in the Himalayas region. Okay, in the cold climate region, the ground freezes to the considerable depth. Okay, and during the summer, the ground thaws, and its upper surface layer becomes saturated with this water. Okay, and because of this weight of the water, we can say the because of this mass of the water saturated soil, this uh, is moved slowly downhill over the frozen materials at the greater depth. This is called as a solar friction. Next, in last type of the earth flow is the mud flow. In the figure they have shown the mud flow. In this mud flow, the movement of the earth is more rapid than the soil creep, which usually follow the old stream channels. Mud flows are produced in those steep mountain areas where the large amount of loose earth materials are available, and also where the abundant water is supplied by the heavy rains or melting of the snow. Mud flows have destroyed the buildings, roads, and useful lands at the many places in the semi-arid regions. Okay, so this is our last type of the earth flow, which is the mud flow. Okay, now we will see the second type uh, of the landslide of the earth movement is the landslide. Okay, the earth the movement of the earth material is divided into two groups: earth flows and the landslide. Okay, up to this we have studied the earth flows and their types. Now the second type is the landslide. Landslide means what? When the earth, a body, moves along the definite surface, the movement is called as a landslide. When the earth body is moves along the definite surface, the movement is called as a landslide. And this movement is takes place under the gravity. And this movement is facilitated by the moisture, which acts as a lubricant agent. The slip surface is usually mm, bounded by the crack, which disintegrates the slide from the creep, in which a continuous crack is often absent. Okay. The ship types of the landslides are slump, then rock slides, and the rock fall. So these are the three types of the landslide. First is the slump, second is the rock side, and third one is the rock falls. Now we will see each type of this landslide in detail. So first type of this landslide is the slump. And second type is the rock slide. So here the rock slide means what? When a detached block of the bedrock move down the hill, it is called as a rock slide. When a detached blocks of the rock move down the hill, it is called as a rock slide. So in the figure you can see these are the detached blocks of the bedrock. Okay, here, and it is moving downward direction from the hill. This is called as a rock slide. So in this rock slide, the movement takes place on the bedding planes, joints, or any other places of weakness in the country rock. Okay, so these are the bedding planes. Okay, and due to the different weathers, the rocks are separated from each other. Okay, and due to this flow, these rocks are slides in the downward direction. Okay, so these detached blocks of the bedrock move down the hill is called as a rock slide. Next type is the rock falls. Rock falls means when a steep rock slopes or blocks of the rock of varying sizes, which are loosened, loosened by the weathering, suddenly falls downward under the influence of the gravity. Okay, this phenomena is called as a rock fall. The rock falls supply talus, which are commonly found at the foot of the cliffs in the highest mountain region. So in the figure you can see the rock fall. Okay, due to the steep slope, here the mountain is there, and the slope of this mountain is very steep. Okay, so from this steep um, slope, the rocks the blocks of the rock of varying sizes are moving in the downward direction due to the influence of the gravity. This is called as a rock fall. Okay, and our so first we will see, first we studied the type of the landslide. First is the rock slide, second we see the rock falls, third type is the slump. Slump means what? In the nearly homogeneous cohesive material such as clay and some soil, a slope faced primarily by the shear and the slip surface. Okay, it is approximately cylindrical or spoon shaped. The movement of the mass starts by cracking along the shearing surface, and then it is separated mass slide down. Okay, and this is called as an, or the such a slide is called as the slump, or we can say also the shear slide. Okay, so this lump is often accompanied by the bulges at the toe. Okay, so this is the all about the slump. Okay, so up to here we have seen the three different types of the landslide also. Next, our next point is the causes of the landslide. Okay, the factors which are promote the landslides are: first is the water, second is the slope, third is the nature of the rock, and last one is the structure of the rock. Okay, so first is the water. Water is responsible for the landslide. The essential conditions which cause the landslides are the lack of support in front and in the lubrication behind. Thus, water is an important factor in causing landslide. Okay, so this water, it acts in the three ways. Water diminishes the strength of the rock and thus helps in the movement. Okay, when the water enters into the rocks or the soil, it diminishes the strength of the soil and also the rocks. Okay, and it helps in their movement. Second, it adds the weight to the material. Okay, when water seeps into the rocks or the soil, not only produces lubrication but it also exerts additional force on the grains. Okay, and which is tending to displace them along the direction of the water movement. It adds the weight to the material. Hence, many landslides occurs after the rains. And third is on freezing, it exerts an expansive force. Okay, so because of these three reasons, the water is also responsible for the landslide. Next is the slope. Slope is also responsible for the landslide. It has been observed that the majority of the earth or the rock failures are confined to the slopes. This indicates that the slopes are directly responsible for the landslide. As a rule, steeper the slope, greater is the instability of such a mass. Instability of such a mass. If the slope is greater, obviously the mm, the greater is their instability of such a mass. Next point is the nature of the rock. Okay. Nature of the rock is also responsible for causing landslide. How they how the nature of the rock is responsible, we will see. This unconsolidated sediment such as clay, sand, gravel cannot stand permanently along the slopes, which is greater than the angle of the repose. Unconsolidated materials like clay, sand, gravel, they cannot stand permanently along the slope, which is greater than their angle of repose. Generally, their angle of repose is 35 degrees. Okay, and if the slope is greater than the 35 degree, that means it is greater than their angle of repose, then they are likely to be affected by the landslide. Where the weak and slippery rocks like shale, volcanic tuff, uh, pilites, and the mica schist um, are present, they are not likely to remain stable on the steep slope for the considerable period of the time. So, nature of the rock is also responsible for the cause of the landslide. And last point is the structure of the rock. Joints, fractures, shear zones, bending planes are usually become the slip surface in case of the rock slides. Landslides are particularly common on the hill slope, where deep of these rock beds is also in the same direction. In the figure they have seen, they have uh, so in the figure you can see that the beds dipping towards the hill slope. Okay, so the structure of the rock is also responsible for causing the landslide. Our last point is the prevention of landslide. Prevention of landslide. The different methods which are commonly used for the prevention of the landslides are reduce slope, reducing the slope. Slides in the impervious materials are prevented by reducing slopes. Okay, the slides in the impervious materials are prevented by reducing slope. Effort should also be made to not allow the additional water to enter into this material. If the water enters into the material or the rocks, then it diminishes strength. So, the effort should be made to not allow the additional water to enter into the material. Okay, this is our first method of the prevention of the landslide. Second is to prevent the percolation of the water. In order to check the water surface to enter into the unstable ground, it is diverted and made to run off as rapidly as possible away from that area. Then sometimes the construction of the retaining walls and piling and the concrete piers are also uh, means this retaining walls or the peeling or the concrete piers are constructed for the prevention of the landslide. In situations where the slides may cause a loss of life and the property, then the loose rock material is prevented from sliding by constructing the retaining walls, peeling or the concrete piers. At some places, the unstable unconsolidated materials may be consolidated by the cement grouting, cement chemical means or the artificial freezing. Okay, so this method are also used for the prevention of the landslide. Okay, so in this lecture we have studied what is meant by the landslide, then we see the importance of this landslide and their types. Okay, and then we see the causes of the landslide and then the prevention measures. Hope you understand all these points well. Okay, so thank you.